question was posed to Senator John McCain by a 9/11 researcher in April 2013 during a C-SPAN broadcast.
Senator McCain, the National Institute of Standards and Technology asserts that the collapse of Building 7 was caused by fire, yet they acknowledge that the first 100 feet of that collapse took place at free fall acceleration. Now, engineers will tell you that fire cannot do this, and that the only method by which it can be accomplished is the use of pre-planted explosives.
Your question is what?
Well, how do you explain this discrepancy of 100 feet of free fall without the use of explosives?
To tell you the truth, this is an area that I am not very familiar, and if you would drop me a note and mention that we talked on C-SPAN, I'd be glad to get you a more complete answer, but
It is unfortunate that Senator McCain could not answer, as he is the person who wrote the foreword to the popular mechanics book, Debunking 9/11 Myths. In the foreword, McCain stated, "Any explanation for 9/11 must start and end with the facts. The evidence must be gathered and analyzed. Then, only then, can conclusions be drawn." But now that the evidence has been gathered and conclusions can be drawn, he claims ignorance on the whole matter. This brings us to the last question, which is not only for the debunkers, but for anyone who cares about freedom, democracy, and an honest government. If you were aware of solid evidence disproving the official version and suggesting the involvement of some rogue elements of the government in the terrorist attacks, would it be more unpatriotic and anti-American to ask for a new investigation, or to turn a blind eye to it and pretend such evidence doesn't exist? Given that the people's trust in institutions is of paramount importance for a nation's well-being, would that trust be better served by denying the evidence of a conspiracy, or by bringing those suspected to accountability in a court of law? We leave the last word to the first responders, who have been dying by the dozens after having inhaled the poisonous air from Ground Zero in the total silence of the media.
I want to tell you tonight about the people we call heroes and are still in growing numbers living in terrible physical and economic circumstances as they struggle with the carcinogenic effects of the toxic chemical soup Ground Zero became. Can this side of the room, everybody stand up? Everybody on this side, if you're all rescue workers, will be dead in 4 years. Thank you. You'd all be dead in 4 years. That's our statistics. That's what's happening. In 7 years, it doubles. And every time popular mechanics calls the people of this movement nuts, these propagandists, professional liars and tools who cannot even by any stretch of the imagination be considered journalists, strike another nail into the coffin of another rescue worker. I don't think we're crazy. Conspiracies are only evidence the courts won't hear. We who are still dying from 9/11, who went into the towers and into that pile, now live with those buildings in our lungs and digestive systems and our blood. For myself and far too many of us, research and the effective treatment is going to arrive far too late. I have double metastasizations in both lungs. That's just a reality. We were also killed on 9/11. Avenge us.